A long time ago, there lived a wise saint named Brahmanand. He lived in a spiritual retreat on the banks of the river, along with his wife Kalavati. He was well respected and admired by everyone. The kingdom was ruled by King Veer Sen, who had 3 sons from his marriage to the queen. The 3 adolescent princes were called Dilip, Vinay, and Samir. One day, the 3 princes were talking to their mother.
Mother, I have noticed that my brothers do not behave like princes at all. Rather, they behave like commoners. They keep bickering over petty things. I've seen them joking around with the maids and other servants. Does this behavior suit a prince? Brother, we are not just princes. We are human beings as well. If we feel like talking to a maid or laughing along with a servant, we should always do it. Personally, I see nothing wrong with it. As for the bickering, it is just brotherly love between Samir and me. Dilip is the eldest among us, and I do respect him a lot. But I do not agree with his opinion here. So what if we are princes? Does it mean we consider ourselves to be superior to others and not even interact with them? All brothers fight when they are playing with each other. That's not a big deal. Mother, you decide. Is our behavior inappropriate?
The queen listens to everyone and thinks to herself,
All 3 of them have very different viewpoints. And yet each one thinks they are right and the best. That's not a good sign, considering they are princes.
The queen leaves the chamber without agreeing with anyone. The next day, she discusses the issue with King Veer Sen.
Your Highness, I need to discuss something with you regarding the princes.
Of course, my queen. Tell me what's weighing on your mind.
Yesterday, the 3 of them were talking to me. But after listening to their views, I'm a bit worried.
Why? What has happened to get you worried?
Your Highness, after listening to them, I had a feeling that all 3 of them consider themselves to be the best. Neither one of them wants to understand the other's point of view. By imposing their views on each other, they were trying to prove that they know better than anyone else. That's not a good indication.
You may be right. This kind of superiority complex should not be present in our children. If they believe that they are the best, it also means that they consider the other person to be inferior to them. This kind of behavior leads to arrogance. In the future, one of them will be crowned king. I don't want them to be molded into what could be a close-minded future king. I have an idea. I know you are aware that a very well-known saint named Brahman and has his retreat on the banks of the river. I will let the 3 princes stay under his guidance for a few days. They will realize the true meaning of their strong opinions. Maybe it will help them become humble.
King Veer Sen used to look up to the saint and his teachings. He was a disciple and used to often go and visit the saint. Veer Sen reached the saint's retreat along with the 3 princes. He folded his hands out of respect for the saint.
Bless you, Your Highness. What is the matter? I hope everything is fine. It is surprising to see you here with your sons. What has happened? If it is something important, please do not hesitate to speak up.
I have come here for a special purpose. I would really like you to test my sons. Then tell them what their real capabilities are. I'm beginning to notice that they are being consumed by arrogance. They each think they are better than the other. That's why I have come to you. Please consider this as my humble request.
For sure, Your Highness. I will definitely help you. If this is what the princes really believe, I will do my utmost to make them realize where they are going wrong.
The saint made separate living arrangements for the three princes. The saint's wife, Kalavati, took good care of them. The saint gave her very strict instructions for their diet.
Please ensure that you give each one of them only 2 apples every day as food for the entire day.
As you say. I am aware that your instruction to give them only 2 apples is not out of cruelty, but some sort of a hidden motive.
The princes were offered only 2 apples to eat each. That too only in the afternoon. No other food item was offered to them at all. After 3 days, the saint summoned the 3 princes and said,
I am going to conduct a test for all 3 of you in the coming days.
The 3 princes nodded their heads in agreement and left after that. After a week, the saint summoned them again and spoke to them.
If you want, you can leave the retreat and go home.
The 3 princes were surprised and confused. They looked at each other. Dilip was the first one to speak up.
But you still haven't conducted the test. We have been waiting for it. I was looking forward to proving myself in the test.
The youngest prince, Samir, is the most capable and humble out of you 3.
How can you say that? You have announced your decision without even conducting the test.
I announced my decision only after conducting the test.
When did you conduct the test? On what basis have you come to this conclusion? Sorry, but we just can't understand.
Then the saint asked the 3 princes,
How many apples were given to you to eat in a day?
Only 2, answered all 3 together.
Dilip, you go first. What did you do with the 2 apples?
I used to get very hungry by the afternoon. I would eat both the apples and take a nap. Yes, there was a hungry boy who would appear out of nowhere during mealtime and ask me for food. I would scold him and tell him to go away. Now you tell me, if I can't fill my stomach with 2 apples, how am I supposed to help him fill his?
Vinay, now you can speak.
The hungry boy used to turn up even when I would eat my apples. I would feel bad for him. Therefore, I used to give him both of my apples to eat. To be honest, I have been starving for the last week.
Finally, the saint put the same question in front of Samir. Samir gave his answer.
The hungry boy used to come to me as well when I would eat the apples. I used to make him sit down and out of kindness, offer him one of mine, the other one I would keep for myself to eat.
After listening to the 3 princes, the saint explained.
Dilip, you used to eat both the apples by yourself, and you used to scold the boy and make him go away. You are indifferent and selfish. If you couldn't keep a child happy, how will you do that for the people of your kingdom? A capable ruler and a good human being need certain important qualities that you sorely lack.
The middle prince, Vinay, spoke up.
But I was the one who gave both my apples to the boy. I have stayed hungry for him. According to your logic, my behavior should be considered the best.
To stay hungry in order to feed others is a big sacrifice. You are a giver. You possess the qualities of a saint or a priest, but not of a ruler. If a ruler stays hungry for his people, his physical health will get affected. He is not doing any good for himself or his people. At this rate, he will lose his sanity. In conclusion, you can be an accomplished monk or a scholar, but not a ruler.
After saying this, the saint was quiet for a while. Then he called Dilip and Vinay closer and said,
Samir's nature and behavior are very different from yours. He ate 1 apple and gave 1 to the boy. He considers the boy to be his equal. His actions are just. A successful ruler is one who can do justice to everyone. That's what the people respect and look up to. When confronted with the three qualities of being selfish, sacrificial, or just, I chose the one who was just to lead the future as a good ruler and human being.
After listening to the saint's explanation, Dileep and Vinay quietly accepted his decision without any opposition. This is how the saint tested the capabilities of the three princes and introduced them to their own strengths and weaknesses.
If you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe our channel and press the bell icon to get future updates. And don't forget to comment.